Hey, what's up, everybody? Media 44 coming at you another video. All right, so I'm sitting up here telling myself, I know these people do not want to hear me ranting about the roster issues of this Los Angeles Lakers. I figured I would just go a whole day, a full day without doing a Laker rant. But then I saw that the Kings got a win. The Sacramento Kings got their first victory. You know, Laker fans, we said we always want to be the last team left. But this is not what we had in mind. Not at all. We're the only team left in the NBA without a victory. We have played 5 games. There's 82 of them. I know there's 82. There's a lot of room for improvement. And if you look from game to game to game, we have incrementally gotten better in some key areas, including shooting the ball, believe it or not. So if you want to continue to break down the team, you know what I mean? There are things to be proud of looking at the Timberwolves game and how we went up against those Twin Towers and managed to put up the effort that we did. And I want to give Karl Towns much more credit than I gave him in the video that I made, because I completely overlooked Karl Towns, like literally overlooked him. And that was just something that was a product of my frustration, not necessarily of him not doing his job. You know, he had, I believe, 7 rebounds, 8 assists or something of that nature, and a bunch of threes, and rim protection, man. They make each other's lives easy. Him and Rudy Gobert. So you got to give them credit. They're getting early success, and it's a good thing because they paid quite a bit to make it happen. So just wanted to throw that in there before I get going. But my mindset is this, man. I'm looking at Malik Monk helping the Sacramento Kings, and I'm thinking about his salary and that it was not that expensive for us to keep, and that we don't have any other shooters, and that he was a really, really good piece for us. He earned that money, and I can't seem to figure out why we didn't want to pay him. We're not doing anything better this year. We need his piece. Why isn't he here? You know, we're trying to trade for pieces that can help us shoot the ball, that are probably worth what it is that we should have paid him. Did he just not choose us? I mean, he flourished in our lineup. That speaks volumes. If he chose Sacramento over the Los Angeles Lakers, I don't think that happened. I think the Lakers did not secure his money because they were valuing other people over him, other people who couldn't do the things that he can do. And this is just why I'm losing faith as I'm continue to assess. You know, I don't know if I was blinded. Maybe. You know, and like I said, I fully understand, how to assess Rob Pelinka's start and how much of a hole he was digging us out of at the beginning of the situation. But when you get LeBron James, that's not like an elevator. That's a rocket ship. You know what I mean? You didn't just dig your way out of the hole. You blasted your way out of that thing like the reverse effect of a comet. So for us to be back in the hole, I am still trying to figure out how the heck it got to this point. Even assessing everything throughout the summer, understanding the importance of patience, I just don't know that we can overcome a 0-5 deficit when you consider the pressure it takes to get a team going with a rookie coach, with a strong Western Conference. I'm just looking at the situation, losing faith by the second, because I understand what it is we're up against. And if quick organizational decisions were being made, like us making a big trade right now, that gets us the type of pieces that we're looking for, that would go a long way in making people feel a lot better about where the team is headed, at least for the short term. Now, me personally, I'm always thinking long term, but I don't see nothing for us in the long term, because I don't know that I can get past the fact of all these bad deals as I continue to reassess them. You know, may just lead to us making another horrible deal that ultimately puts us even further in a hole. When I made the video yesterday, I said I didn't want us to do anything. It wasn't because I think nothing needs to be done. It's because as I assess all these trades, I realize they all suck. Like, all of them. So if we make another one, who's to say it's not going to suck? You know what I'm saying? I just don't know, man. I just don't know. And I know for a fact Jeannie's not going to fire someone she literally just gave an extension to last week, 2 weeks ago. That's just not real. That's not a real thing. That's not how the world operates. And so I feel like the Lakers are stuck. And from where I'm sitting, it's almost like I have to assess things that I don't believe in going forward. Truthfully. Because as a hypocrite, I say I don't even agree with the video I made 2 weeks ago when I said I agree with us making, giving him the extension. I just don't feel the same way. I made a whole video telling you guys I felt great, and now I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. I just don't feel that way right now. Maybe I'm overthinking the situation, but it's just, I guess if you're me, you have a clock in your head. That's what it is. If you're me, you're looking at last year, you assessed it very closely because you followed every single game. And you knew last year when our season was on the line. And so as I come back to this space and I look at myself and I remember how I was right in regards to just about when our season ended, I think we're right about there right now, if I'm just trusting my instincts. And it's not about the 05 deficit. It's about what we're up against with that 05 deficit. If I thought we had great pieces coming back that fit right in, you know what I mean, and we had cohesiveness on the horizon because we know the players that we have we can work with and this and that, I would be like, yeah, 05 deficit, we're just going to work our way back from it. We just got to, you know what I mean? There's a certain type of team that can come back from this and not have any issue. We're not that kind of team. I know that. And with the incremental improvements, we're well on our way to being a horrible basketball squad. Like, seriously. Well on our way to getting up to that level with our incremental improvements. So, it's not like I think we're headed up the mountaintop to a championship or anything with this as currently constructed. And so, I'm just looking at this and I'm saying, Jeanie's trust doesn't have a whole lot of success attached to it. We do have 2020, but the people she's trusting have only delivered that 1 year, and she has paid a lot of money for what it is that we're looking at, and it is really bad. See, that's the thing I have a lack of understanding for. How is it that we can be so bad? Breaking records? Like, we're that bad? We got a bunch of professionals, and my thing is like, and I say this too much, but there's so many talented players all over the league that just happen to find themselves on teams and pop up. And I'm like, who's not doing their job that we don't have a team full of those players? Who's not doing their job that we have players out there that are so limited that we do not trust playing them but cannot afford not to play them? It's okay to be in the position that we're in, but to have so little talent, that is not a reflection of us not having enough picks and stuff like that. That's a reflection of people not making the right choices. Literally the opposite of what I was trying to say in the video that I made that justified his signing. The truth of the matter is, you just have to assess the players differently than what I was at the time. I didn't look at some of these pieces as bad pieces at the time. I thought these guys were going to come in looking good. First of all, Patrick Beverley is probably the main piece that you have to reassess. When you're looking at Rob Pelinka between when I made that video, which was about 2 weeks ago, and to now, that's the main thing I'm looking at if anybody's really wondering. Because I knew that was a horrible trade. I told all of us that that's something you never do before we did it. When it was rumored that we were going to do it, I'm like, yo, that's something you never do. Even if you need that piece, you need to find a better way to do it than giving up a player like THT and a wing like Stanley Johnson in this market when you know you need that wing and he played well in your system, which means he's valued to you. We didn't value Stanley Johnson properly. That's what it boils down to. He should have not been a part of that trade. especially given our needs. I'm not to say he's a sniper, but like, he helped us. He hit his open threes for what it's worth. I just don't understand. And he's in the free agent pool right now, not having a job, and we did not have the right now to sign him. We don't have the right to sign him because of this stupidity. Like, this cost him his NBA spot. Like, let that sink in. Forget our team. Stanley Johnson's a free agent because of our bullcrap when we need him on our team. Like what the hell is that? And so these are the type of things I'm looking at. I'm looking at Malik Monk going off, and I know he's one of the most efficient shooting guards in the league. I know that. And we let him just walk away from our organization to a team that I know damn well he would rather not be on, to get his bag, a bag that we should have secured for him. He was our third best player, and guess what? He would still be our third best player. And y'all want to secure money for who? Kendrick Nunn? Y'all kept Kendrick Nunn. And that's the thing that's bothering me. Why in the hell is Kendrick Nunn still here? You should have traded him last year. In the offseason, he was an easy piece to move. He was only our mid-level exception. You knew that boy had value. People thinking that he was good. You heard ESPN talking about, yeah, Kendrick Nunn's a piece that's going to help us. And I'm like, trade him, man. People think he's good. Trade him. Here we are. And you start the season with pieces like that. This is what I made a video about. There are certain pieces in this league that you haven't seen in a while. Their teams should have traded them because they're not going to be able to showcase them at the same level. So what they do, if they're smart, is trade those players before they have to put them on the floor at the level that they had them before, so they can get the right value for them. And you never see teams do this. There are a million GMs that don't evaluate talent properly. You can sell a Patrick Beverley for a THT and a Stanley Johnson. It was done to us, and what I'm saying, this is how you need to think in order to get the deals. Then there's the crap that's being run on us. This is why I'm like, yo, hey, I was wrong. I humble myself before all of Laker Nation when I say I was wrong. I thought Patrick Beverley was going to come in and immediately be at least someone who could hit the three for us, which would ultimately make us a decent team in the short term. He hits his threes, we're good. Now, it doesn't boil down to just him. But because his trade was so horrible, and because we got him and now we're not able to get the production, that's the trade where I say, boy, we could have turned THT into something. Even if we had to give him another year to develop and make mistakes, we could have turned him into something. And like I said, Stanley's a piece we need. Now we got Patrick Beverley's full salary, and he's not giving us no production, and he's going to be coming off the books next year. Probably wanting the same amount, and you know you ain't going to pay him that now. This is a nightmare, yo. You don't let young talent walk out of your organization under those circumstances. I was wrong, man. I wasn't assessing all of this correctly. I just wasn't. I was blinded by the fact, once again, that LeBron James and Anthony Davis would be able to make something work. I don't know why I keep believing in these guys to make something work. Why do I keep believing in these guys to make something work? It's always contingent upon them playing well, because if they play well, it doesn't matter what everybody else is doing, but they ain't never together because they always hurt. This has got to stop. This has got to stop. It's not worth it. This ain't worth nothing to nobody. Nobody likes this. But truth of the matter is, if we make a bad trade, we're going to be in the dumps a lot worse than this. Remember Sacre? Think a team full of them. That's how bad we're going to be. And it's going to be a league full of teams that don't have that problem. So we're going to be that bad. Like, can't even get off the ground. 16 wins a year type stuff. And so it's like, that's what happens if we make the wrong trade. We get an AD trade and we bring back something that doesn't do nothing for us and it poofs into the midair. We're screwed. Super screwed. I'm talking, let's try to find another big three with our cap space type screwed. You do not want to be in that situation. You do not want to be in that situation in this era. No. But that's the type of crap we're going to be trying, because we're not going to have any young talent. Which is why I'm telling people we need to trade for picks. And I don't care what kind of picks. Just make sure we can get them. Lots of them. I'm serious. even if it means keeping Russell Westbrook out of the equation so that his value doesn't destroy your return, you get picks. Because that's attaching 2 picks to him is asinine. At this point, for where we're at, you don't trade no picks no more. I'm sorry. I'm just being absolutely honest with everybody. I'm thinking about my organization and how we're not going to have a competitive team for a very long time. This is how we look with Bron. The picks and the choices that we've made with the talent that we have. This is how we look with Bron and AD. I don't want to know what we look like if that value somehow disappears, which is what happens if he gets hurt, AD gets hurt, and Bron James leaves next year. You got to trade. You got to make things happen so that things come back to supplement what's not here in the form of young players. Because I'm telling you, cap space don't mean nothing. People are not relinquishing young talent for free. They're not going to do it, and these guys are not walking away from their bird right situations. They're going to capitalize on the most money, and they're going to bring their championship situations to themselves. The Lakers are not the Lakers they used to be because we ain't running things correctly, so people are laughing at us right now. So it's not like people are rushing to get here from here on out. We're back in the same place we were with LaMarcus Aldridge and Carmelo Anthony not wanting to come here. In case those who are wondering, free agents are like, we cool again. I'm just telling you what the temperature is. They cool. Because we're running this thing like an archaic organization, and people know we don't have them deep pockets like Ballmer and Golden State. You know, that's the problem. It's like when people know you don't have it like that and you're not running stuff correctly, why are they going to invest in you? And that's why Jeanie needs to start doing things differently. This Knights of the Round Table crap is why you're in this trouble. I'm telling you it is. Listen to these guys. They are giving you advice for an old league. That's not the business you're in anymore. And they need to catch up just like we do as an organization. And that is not a joke at all. Because where this ends, I don't want to find out. I don't want to find out where this ends. But it's going to end in the red for sure. So people better get their heads up and get right. It's a different type of tone here when I'm talking today. I'm not as frustrated as I was yesterday. I'm not looking at it the same way. I'm not looking forward to parting ways with AD and Bron James, but I understand once you make the trade for Russell Westbrook and it goes this bad, this is the only way out. And we knew if we were going to go forward, if we weren't going to build something that could win a championship, it made no sense to go forward at all. We weren't going to halfway do it. And we know that doesn't make any sense for anybody's timeline, including Bron's. I think he made a mistake signing that extension. But I don't know if it was something that he didn't intend to do to keep himself here throughout all of this. So as far as I'm concerned, we gotta drag him along for at least a year. I would love to get the return for him that we could right now. Because the older he gets, the less that return is potentially be. But we passed all that. I'm telling you, we passed all that. And we're gonna follow the team. We're gonna assess the team as best we can, just for the sake of doing what we're doing. But the conversation is blowing this thing up now. And the conversation is making sure the right person's in place to make that trade. The only problem is I don't want to waste my breath on replacing Rob Pelinka because I don't think it's realistic. I'm gonna be honest with you. But I would not trust him to make that trade. Not to blow you up, reset your timeline trade. No, let the next GM who's gonna fix that timeline make that trade. The guy who's going to dream up that timeline should be the one to make that trade. Trust me, you do not want to be left with trash. I'm just going to tell you like that. As many a GM has let the guy on the way out make the trade that blows the team up. That never made any sense to me. No. So that's what I got to say. We just got to go get us some Masai Ujiri or somebody that we really know is really, really dope at this job. Because this Rob Pelinka situation, I'm sorry. I hate these choices he's made. I hate them. I'm wrong making that video. I'm not going to take it down. I'm going to leave it right there. Because at the end of the day, new information gives us new opinions. And the fact of the matter is, this team is terrible. And the players that we should be using, we are not using. And those are organizational decisions that he needs to be making. And he's not. So, That's where we at. I said a couple of days ago, if he don't hurry up and make a trade, I would call for his job. I'm sorry, we already there. I don't know. Just growing wiser by the day. And the way I see it is, the guy who made the last 100 mistakes should not be the one to make the next mistake. I'll tell you that right now. No. If I'm running things correctly, you get somebody new to do that. It's about efficiency, man. Facts over feelings. He stumbled on something. I don't know if Darvin Ham meant that, but it's certainly going to be a slogan we use here in LA from here on out. We're going to be using that one. They might as well put that on the t-shirt, because that's facts over feelings. It's for real, for real. I'm telling you that right now. That's going to be the Lakers slogan. That's the new one. Facts over feelings. Put it on the towel and everything. We running that. Because at the end of the day, that's what it's got to be about. We have far too long engaged in the feelings getting in the way of what the facts are showing us in this organization. It should be our slogan, because it's been the crux of all the mistakes that we've made. But them feelings over them facts is wrong, and it's cost us championships, and it's cost us this one this year too. We need to know it. We are not going to capture Larry O unless something miraculous happens, which I'm not going to rule out, because we've seen miracles before. But right now, we're 0-5. And people seem like they don't know what the hell to do next. I do. You get rid of people. And it starts with the Knights of the Round Table. Thank you, Laker people. Everybody who's in that organization, in that round table. If the league was still the way it was, I promise you, this would work. But it ain't. You need to get deeper, younger, and faster teams. And that is all there is to that. So we need a state-of-the-art, brand new hotshot GM in here who's going to be able to make things happen, snap his fingers quick and think fast and move in a hurry. We need that. We need 2022, somebody fast with it. You know what I mean? I'm tired of playing games. I want a shark in place. I'm looking at a bunch of teams. Some of them have sharks, some don't. The ones who have sharks, they're good. The ones who don't, they suck. Here we are. So, can we do what we need to do? As a Laker fan, I know I have the place. I don't know the game like that. I don't know the business. There's a lot of stuff behind the scenes, blah, 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 yakety yak. But y'all don't be wanting us to think about none of that when it's time to flood Crypto.com arena. Y'all don't want us to think about none of that when it's time to buy these t-shirts and these jerseys. Y'all don't want us to consider none of that when it's time to watch the playoffs. But I'm afraid there ain't no playoffs to watch because of the product that's on that floor right now. It's unacceptable. And I'm going to scream it's unacceptable at the top of the mountaintop until purple and gold is respected once again. Our enemies are laughing at us every single day. It's getting worse and worse. We are being humiliated out here, and it's our front office's fault, and it's unacceptable. Straight up, I'm tired of playing around. It is not the players' fault. They can do what they can do, man. Guys they're only who they are. It's only one Bron. We need to do a better job of finding other guys who can be themselves better than these guys who are doing themselves here now. This ain't good enough. I mean, this ain't the product you want Denzel to watch. This ain't the product you want Jack to watch. This ain't the product you want Flea to watch. This ain't the product you want Snoop to watch, Ice Cube to watch. No, this is not what they show up for, man. Not at all. I'm sorry. And y'all want us to celebrate LeBron James passing Kareem Abdul-Jabbar? Do you know all the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has done for us? You want us to celebrate that under these circumstances when he created this? That's not realistic, y'all. I'm just going to be honest. That's not realistic. You better do that on the road, brother. Do it on the road. I'm just saying that in love. I don't know if the reception is going to be good if you don't swing together some serious winning during that stretch. We need to be winning, or you need to be doing it on the road. Because it's gonna be light claps, light claps, real. You would rather hear boos than the type of "you got it, Bron" that you gonna get. You would rather hear boos. I'm just telling the truth, man. This place don't be caring about people when we ain't winning. We ain't like Philadelphia. We ain't gonna sit up there and boo all day long. No, we gonna give you that at halftime. After that, we gonna leave in the third quarter if you start sucking, bro. You gonna look around, it's gonna be purple, and it ain't nobody wearing them jerseys. It's gonna be them seats. I've been here enough time. I know what it look like. We losing like Sacre, bud, and we gonna start looking at it like Sacre. That's what it is. Like, oh, you want to lose like Sakura? We gonna look away like Sakura. Straight up. Worst. Only the diehest of diehards watch the Sakura basketball. I'm just being honest with you. Only the diehest of diehards. Sit there and watch that nonsense. Be down by 40. This dude throwing the ball off his head. No. How do we find ourselves revisiting stuff like that again? No. Blow this thing up. Blow it up and do it right. And when you blow it up, it ain't just the roster. No. No, the roster needs to blow it up. The only thing that should be left is the coach. Darvin Ham should be the last thing standing. Everything else needs to go. Couple youngsters, of course, we love Austin Reeves and stuff. They don't count because they fit on the cap like rookies. But everybody else, thank you for 2020. Thank you. That's all I got to say, man. We done passed the Kobe minute. I talked my way through it, but hey, we're here, man. And I'm sure if Kobe was here, he would tell you we're here too. Because this is not it. You got to build with a sturdy foundation. No matter what you're doing, basketball, life, homes, whatever it is, the foundation must be strong, sturdy. If your foundation is made of something that isn't going to hold, it doesn't matter how fantastic what you're building is going to be. It's coming down. Our foundation was weak. We mortgaged that foundation. You can't win but one championship. We got lucky enough to win that one championship. Probably shouldn't have won that, given what it is that we did. And then you want to double down on it by bringing in Westbrook? No. That costs a lot, and that's what we have to pay for now. So it can either cost us in terms of letting these guys stay here and watching their value decrease on this horrible team, or it can cost us in the heartache of putting our feelings aside and trading these individuals away so that we can salvage our season. Not so that we can banish them away, so that we can salvage our future beyond just this season, our future. I'm telling you, I know what this looks like if we just stay put. AD goes down. You can probably get a lot of picks for him. By the time this ends, who knows? We know what players look like when they just wither away. That could be the case. Where's LaMarcus Aldridge right now? I'm asking, where is he? That could be the case. Just like from relevancy all the way to just out. That's what I think could happen to AD because of injuries. If we don't hurry up and trade him. Because I can see it in him. He's chilling. I mean, he got effort, but like, nah, not like we need him to be. Not like we need him to be. Nah, that's not where he's at. No. I'm just being real, man. The type of spirit we want leading this team, if I'm being 100% honest, like Ja Morant. We need somebody like that. That type of spirit. That's the type of person we need. Dame Lillard, Ja Morant. Just a killer, man. A killer. That's what LA needs. If they ain't bringing that type of spirit to the situation, don't bring them. I'm just being honest. Don't bring them. Because we're not going to take to them like that. We're about a certain type of heart, certain type of kill. And if you're not looking to be intent on capturing the absolute pinnacle of what it is that we're doing each and every play, you need to be thinking about the championship on your mind each and every play. If you're not obsessed to that degree, you're not going to live up to our standards, because we are. Every single play we're watching. Intent on seeing the right thing done. And if it ain't done, that's cool, whatever. But when we see guys not caring and we see guys on their own mission, they're not about what it is we're about, we've had too many diehard fans play for the team. That's key to it. We've had too many diehard fans play for the team. So they approached it a certain way and they won with excellence. So when you come here being excellent but you're not obsessed about us, like we're about us, they don't translate. And that's what we have. He's a nomad, LeBron James. He's looking for a home, but that's not how this works. You don't find a home here. You become a Laker. And in being a Laker, some stuff just comes naturally to you. You don't have to fake it. You don't have to say, I do hate that. We go hate Celtics. No, you already hate the Celtics. So when you see the Celtics drop 60 on them, it ain't no question. It ain't no question. Like, you don't even have to say it. You see what I'm saying? He's been trying to be a Laker. That's not how this works. Kobe Bryant didn't try to be a Laker. It was in his soul. Magic didn't try to be a Laker. It's in his soul. See what I'm saying? We had diehard Laker fans play for the team. And that's not something most organizations have had. They come there, they learn to either love there, or they just come as nomads. But that's not the Los Angeles Lakers. That is not who we are. So bring us what we need to win, but most importantly, bring us somebody that we can love in our way, because we're killers. And we want championship number 18. Whoever can help us do that, we'll welcome you in. But don't expect us to just kind of be like taken to you if you're just not like into it. Nah, we gonna feel that quick. It's Los Angeles. We gonna know that energy and we ain't gonna take to it. In fact, we gonna know it before it comes to us, which is why the murals were treated the way it was. I ain't co-signed that, but I know why they did it. I'm telling you why they did it. They already knew. We already knew. So what I'm telling you is, we appreciate Bron. But now that it's time to move on, we gotta do that. We gotta do that. For real. Because this is not salvageable. And we don't want to start having animosity. Because that's where it's headed next. Because people are going to start getting a whiff of why we're bad. Because I've already have. And I know what happens next. My name is BDL44. I thank you all for watching.